Lobby.
As an immigrant person of color, you're not necessarily told by your parents or your family that you can go and be creative. I was being pushed all the time to go be a lawyer, go be a doctor, go be an engineer. There's sort of this, like, I'm gonna call it corporate track, but it's like this ladder that you know what steps to take to get to the end goal. Whereas for me, it was like, I guess I'll go do art, maybe. Storytelling actually didn't come from a creative side for me originally. It was when I finally got to tell my story as an undocumented person that I realized the power of storytelling. It's April 13th, 2013, and I decide to go to Voto Latino Power Summit in DC. And I see this person speak basically about the intersection of art, media, entertainment, and politics. And their name is Michael Skolnik. I was really surprised because as he's speaking, I was like, oh my God, wait, the job I want actually exists in the world. I asked him what my title was, expecting like, you know, intern of something. And he writes me back and writes chief of staff.
I should have asked her.
We didn't really have a staff. We would end up building a staff and building a team. And I am building a company in this niche industry where we're just seeing it grow more and more and more. And it kind of became apparent over time that there was this hole in the market around storytelling. And I think that what makes storytelling so powerful and why it's our tool of choice is because there's this human aspect, right? There's this human aspect of being able to see someone do something that you feel familiar with and then tell you something that you disagree with. The biggest thing is actually getting the conversation started around just this looks like. Another part of the work I get to do at Soze is build experiences.
Check, 1, 2, 3.
We brought together hundreds of people, both in person and digitally, to talk about what it looks like to really look at all the intersections of the criminal justice movement, both from personal experiences as well as from policymakers. Producing events is intense, but it's also one of my favorite things.
Put closing remarks on there real quick.
There's always changing factors and you have to be willing to be ready to be like, okay, the food didn't arrive on time. What are we gonna do? This person's not here on time. How are we gonna change the schedule?
Come right this way.
Some of the big mistakes I've made have been centered around just not communicating. There was a point where rather than being with the team and being honest with the team about things that I just couldn't handle or take, I would sort of take a whole bunch of work on, get super overwhelmed, and then start dropping the ball. And so I just learned that it's important to like be honest, be real, and realize that like having a team around you has a purpose.
Gotcha.
Becoming a co-founder of a company with your former boss is intense. There's 6 co-founders in total. And then the intentionality behind that was centered around what it looks like to bring equity into how a company is built.
Let's just exercise with those 3 candidates.
We've really focused on building an environment of growing for folks. And so that has been really important to me because it's allowed me to basically become an expert, right? I'm learning and growing as an expert in the creative field. And so that's one piece that definitely drives me every single day, and the fact that I love what I do.
Let's do an Invest in Youth and the Futures in Color together.
So success for Soze looks like building more campaigns, working with more clients who are really focused on creating change, that are focused around bringing women, young people of color to the table, and really giving a voice to people who often don't get to have a microphone in their hand. Be it around immigration, criminal justice reform, mass incarceration, climate change, whatever it is that the young people are also fighting for, that's where we want to be.